know data about yourself. Unfortunately, most of us don't even we don't have record of ourselves. Our medical records, they are usually with our doctors. Our bank records, they are usually with our bankers. Even our shopping records, they are usually with the supermarket operators. So that's the unfortunate. So, and the other side is that in another, we voluntarily surrender our data on social media and so on, and somebody else uses the data even without permission. So therefore, at the end of this presentation, I have one question for you, whether you want to now consider the IT tech space and relocate to that, or you want to relocate to the data space, or you want to remain neutral. And in that case, you will be in the empty space. So, my ultimate objective actually is to persuade you to take career in data technology or data technology space. There are several slogans about data. I will tell you some of them, and maybe you can also let me know the ones you know. One of them is that data is life. Have you heard of that? Which network is that? Airtel. Okay. Data is the new currency. Have you heard of that? Data is the new currency. Okay, you've not heard. Okay, thank you, ma. And then data is the new oil. Have we heard of that? I mean, each of those things, they communicate. And you've also heard about data is blood. Have you heard of that? Okay, data is life and data is blood. They are related. If I drain your blood, in fact, the Bible says that life is in the blood. So, which means data is life, data is blood. So, data is critical. Data is fundamental. As a matter of fact, I started a radio program about 3 weeks ago. Data speaks. Data speaks. And the idea is to really educate the people about the importance of data. So, when we were studying statistics, I did my first degree at the University of Ilorin. When we were studying statistics, we used to talk about small data. Because there are some statistical techniques that are applicable only to analysis with small data and very small sample size. But now I don't even like teaching that side of statistics, because we are now talking of big data revolution. So we are in the age of data revolution. That is the age where data is massive, where data is available in varieties, different forms and shapes. So you have data that are structured, data that are not structured, that are semi-structured. In fact, when we are studying statistics, we could only analyze data that are structured. You can really create a spreadsheet full on for variables and then rows for cases. But now you have data in text. If your WhatsApp messages will now constitute data that can be analyzed. The video you post, the picture that you share, these are the emails and so on. These are now data. Just imagine this university, for instance. In fact, right now, you can only imagine the number of data that have been generated since we started this program. Many people have taken pictures, countless pictures. Many people have also sent messages and so on and so on. So you can imagine the volume of data. And so even the data can help us to understand the sentiments being expressed by every participant here. The data can also help us to understand the distribution, the pattern, the trend, the general demographic pattern of the participant here. So data can help us, not only individuals, industry, government. They are crazy. They are crazy for data scientists, for data technologists. Why? Because the common popular questions that they always want to ask are, one, what happened? True or false? Even you, everybody, you want to. If something happens to you now, if you fall sick and you go, you see your doctor, the question will probably say, what happened? Am I correct? It's like I'm the only one in the class. It's like nobody here has ever visited a doctor before. When I teach statistics, I tell them that the starting point of data analysis is to, one, behave like a medical doctor. And that's way to begin data analysis. Medical doctors, they do three things. One, I'm no longer following my slides, don't worry about it. So, medical doctors, they do three things. When you go to them, the first thing is that they interrogate you. Isn't it? They ask you questions, what's your medical history, right? How are you feeling? Which side? The same way, any data analyst, data scientist, that's the starting point. Any data you hold, any data you want to analyze, the starting point is to, what is the process that generated the data? You must ask questions about the data. Who generated it? How was it generated? What process? So the second thing the medical doctor will also do will be to now carry out examination, maybe body examination. And what does that mean in data's analytic space? It means that you must also examine your data. What are you looking for? Outliers. You are looking for inconsistencies in the data. You are looking for errors in the data. Maybe wrong entry and so on. You look at all is your data well? Is it clean? Is it pure? Is it of high quality? You do that examination. The third thing, who can tell me? If you can tell me, I don't have money, but maybe I will try for you. The third thing that medical doctor normally what they do after they have interrogated, examined you, yes? They prescribe. They prescribe. That's far from the truth. Huh? No. After interrogation, after examination, they now write tests for you to do. Isn't it? So, testing is the next thing. which means again you have to test your data, because any analytical techniques you want to employ requires your data to satisfy some underlying assumptions. You have to check whether those assumptions are fulfilled or not. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I want you to understand what data analysts, we are building up an argument. Now, what are the common questions that industry, any institution, any organization, any data crazy entity would be interested? One, what happened? Two, how did it happen? Three, what will happen if action is not taken? And then the fourth one is, what should we do? So the first one is called diagnostic. From data, you can diagnose a problem. From data, you can describe. So we call it descriptive. From data, you can predict what will happen. With data, we can predict, you have weather predictions, isn't it? So data is behind that. And then you can also be able to determine what to be done. That's prescriptive. Now, no industry, where all of us, most of us, will be in a hurry to take or look for a job, whatever. These are the things they want you to be able to do. These are the things you should be able to use your head, your hand, and we learn in three ways. We learn head learning. Say number one, head learning. There is also the hand learning. That's one that you can do with your hand. Most of us, we are good with the head knowledge, but the hand aspect is missing. There is also the heart one, which you learn in the church or mosque, whichever. That one is between you and God. To your to your hand. But you have to be schooled for the head and the what? And the hand. You have to be schooled for the. So these are the things you should be able to do. Questions you should be able to answer, as a data scientist, if you become one. So data itself has a circle. So we talk of a data circle, and each stage of this data circle requires expertise. Want to be very knowledgeable, very skillful. Data process starts from you collecting the data, gathering the data. It's not everybody that if we are to collect data here now, people will collect data that are useless, that you can't relate to. You need to be skillful in data collection. Two, in cleaning data. It is not an easy. We've been talking about big data. You have massive data. In fact, I've been challenging the authority of our university on several occasions. You are sitting on a massive data of graduates, of students who have passed through this university, and you are not mining the data. You are not mining the data. You don't even have information about your alumni. Oh my God. No information. Data rich, information poor. Data rich, information poor. The same thing in our country. We do not ever look at the budget. Look at how much is devoted to data production. Have you ever taken time to look at that? Somebody we were discussing with one of our guests during the birthday, so he was asking me if I should meet the governor of Oyo State, what would be my request. I said, go and invest in data production. You are governing without information. There is no developed country that is developed without digital investment, IT investment, without data investment. Where you are seated, you can get information about virtually anything about UK, EU, and so on, without you stepping out. Here, I've worked with, in fact, at the point I got a grant, I wanted to work with INEC. Why people are not participating in the election in Nigeria. You said gave me a grant. It took me 3 months to have access to the INEC premises. 3 months. Just my vice chancellor wrote to introduce me to the commission. It took me 3 months to even gain access to the premises. And with my own fund, with my own, so I'm talking about the various components of data management. So you need specialization in data storage, true of us. You need specialization in area of data integration, isn't it? Why are we having problem with our data? The same data that is in BVN is in your driver, isn't it? The same information in the driver license is also where? It's in the NIN. What is happening? Because there is no integration. There is no, it's either we do not have the capacity, we don't have that, or we are just unwilling. And one thing about us in this part of the world is that we simply don't have love for data because data also exposes. So when people are, I'm not saying people are fraudulent, when people are fraudulent, when people have something to hide, then they don't want to use data. They will use other parochial, mundane, techniques to be able to do their stuff. You need expertise on data visualization. That is even another area. And data analysis. You also need to be skillful in interpreting results. These days, you have chat GPT. All you just need to do is put your data there. Put your data there. Give it the chat your objective. It will do the analysis for you, isn't it? It will interpret the results for you. Yeah? Yes, it will do the analysis. It will interpret the results. But sometimes it will amount to you giving a fine baby to a rotten mind. Giving a beautiful something that you cherish to somebody who does not have, So, what are the essential skills for data technologists? One, you need to have technical skills. Technical skills. And you don't need to be a statistician, there was a question I deliberately didn't want to answer because it will still come up in this discussion. How can you really develop yourself? How can you be known? You have to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, it's Nigeria government that will invest in you. They will give you loan. I don't know when that will start, but they will give you loan. Isn't it? But who will pay back the loan? So you still need to do what? Invest. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest heavily. Two, you need, I talk of three C's. C1, C2, C3. C1 is to connect. That is the starting point of building your career. You need to connect with the right people. You need to connect with the right professionals. You need to connect with the right environment and so on. You need to connect. Number two, you need to collaborate. What did I say? You need to do what? That's C2. You need to collaborate. It has been said and oversaid here that you need to work with people. That's why with others in my department, we established the University of Ibadan Laboratory for Interdisciplinary Statistical Analysis. Statistics is a domain neutral. It doesn't have a field of its own. It's all about data. Understanding data, making sense from data, communicating data, everything is not about putting figures, sorry, that is not real. But you being able to make sense from, it's like you have refuse dump. Data ordinarily looks like a refuse dump, isn't it? It looks messy, dirty, isn't it? But a data technologist will transform, will panel it and make sense from that. So you need technical skills. There are also what I call soft skills. Soft skills are communication skills, ability to transfer what is in you. You can hear a lot of speakers this morning and you can see the way they are able to communicate what they have in mind. We are not struggling to understand them. We are not struggling to hear them. Except you deliberately, essential skills include, some of our youth cannot run Excel. And people are saying Excel is outdated. And they cannot. Excel to even some column. I said, anybody here by the time, this time next year, and you are not skillful, you are not able to use basic tool like Excel. If you need to pay Microsoft, why not use other applications? There are several. In fact, Google has Google Sheets, which is free as long as you have the Google account. I use the Google Classroom. I don't even teach physically again. I stopped that for almost a year. I teach virtually. For masters, on the virtual platform, I can use my hand to write any equations. My colleagues asked, during the COVID, lecturers were dying because salaries were seized. But I was able to pay my own salary. I was paying my own salary. Because if you are still in the empty space, you cannot expect anything. Because the age we have, and that is the push we are trying to force you. Go away. I'm not saying change your discipline or whatever, but regardless of look at the different disciplines that have come to speak here today. I might speak longer than that, but let me look it. But to quickly round up, one, career paths in technology Data technology include, you can be a data analyst. I don't have time to explain all of them. You can be data engineers, you can be data scientists, you can be data management analysts, you can be data governance specialists. These are different areas, and in each of these areas, somebody from engineering can be part, somebody from even law can be. We are talking of governance, data governance, security, and all of that. So you need to plan your career. I'm closing up now. You need to plan your career. Unfortunately, what we notice that our youth they have no systematic career trajectory. If you ask anybody, what are you aiming at? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? You might still need to go and consult the parents before deciding. You might still need to go and consult the boyfriend or girlfriend before deciding. That shows you are completely empty. I don't see anybody here who by now should not say, in 5 years time, this is where I should be. In 10 years time, this is where I should be. And then you have so you must set career goals for yourself and develop a plan. If you don't have that, then again you are nowhere to be found. You must seek educational opportunities. Continuous education. Even if you are working, continue to educate yourself. Did you hear me? Huh? I will never sleep one day without learning something, at least maybe additional vocabulary, maybe additional knowledge, because I won't feel fulfilled. Most of our youth feel fulfilled with very mundane, very things that simply excites the mind but does not really end up in something that just makes you joyful but you are not really happy. You make us really excited. Let me close this with the trend and future opportunities. I tell you from now on, we are already in it. There will be rise of AI and machine learning. From now, we are already in it. And one thing I've been telling people is that, let's suppose this is the space. America has gone to the space. Most other nations, Russia and so on, they have gone to the space. Nigeria has its own space there. Right now, we are not sure who is occupying our own space. Because we have not been there to set boundaries for ourselves. Others have gone. They've shared all the then when we are now ready, and we get there, it's already occupied. There is no space again. Then what's your technology going to do? In conclusion, which space do you want to be? Tech space, data space, no empty space. The choice is yours.
Wow. You see, Professor.